What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka JamesKisau and MTGO. Welcome back to the channel. This week we are continuing down Avatar's release and diving in a little deeper on two cards that I thought particularly overperformed in last week's video, and a little bit since we didn't get a lot of Fire Nation occupation last week, or Wan-Shi Tong really, but in my independent testing I've found these two cards to warrant some deeper looks. If you missed last week's video, Wan-Shi Tong has been getting a lot of talk lately. It's a flash creature, which is very important for this deck. Flash is very important to have on your creatures. Your creatures better be pretty freaking good if they don't have flash, like Baleful Strix or Barragoyf. Whoops. And for blue X, you get a flash Flying Vigilance. Also, Flying Vigilance is very good. Enters with X 1/1 counters. Or no, sorry. There's a trigger when it enters, and you put X 1/1 counters on him, and you draw half X cards rounded down. And then whenever an opponent searches their library, you put a 1/1 counter on it. That's only happened to me like once or twice, but some nice upside. Other than that, I think having a modal spell that also pitches to Force of Will is very good. There's just a lot of forgiveness for clunky blue cards in Legacy, since Force of Will is such a big part of the fair deck strategy. On to Fire Nation Occupation. This card is more of like a snowball kind of effect, but I think the comparison to Fable the Mirrorbreaker is quite apt, since it's making multiple 2/2 bodies, ideally, if it's not answered. It creates mana when those things attack. Obviously, a treasure token is better than firebending mana. However, the potential for Fire Nation Occupation to get more 2/2s is a lot higher, and it's one of those cards that kind of pays you out for playing at flash speed, instant speed, which is what we do best, I think, between Cling to Dust and Bowmasters, Force of Will, Nimble Obstructionist, which would not trigger that if you were cycling it, but y'all know what I mean. It's proven to be a pretty effective tool at doing things that Grixis Control already wants to do. It's kind of an investment card on the level of Barragoyf, which I've been reticent in the past. Like, I don't really play Fable the Mirrorbreaker very much. I don't play these investment kind of cards. This one just feels very free, and the fact that it's an enchantment makes it very difficult to interact with. It's kind of our very own up the beanstalk in a weird way. And yeah, I'm going to dive in a little deeper on that. I don't think you want more than one. Same with Wan-Shi Tong for now. It might prove to be a little more useful to have your threats at flash speed, and maybe there's some version of the deck out there that omits Barragoyf or has one Kaito. We'll see. It really depends on how well these threats kind of line up against the meta and how much card advantage they can generate into this meta, since that's really hard to do if you're just theorizing. You're never gonna see the full practical application of your cards unless you're actually in there playing a lot of games. So that's what we'll do today. I mean, we'll play 5 matches. Maybe that's not a lot, but it's more than 0. Over in the sideboard, I'm up to 2 Price of Progress, since Eldrazi and Blue Post are on a significant rise. Those are not good matchups for us. I'm not going to try and pretend like they are or anything like that. The best case scenario, I think, is that Oops All Spells or Wasteland decks kind of keep them in check and keep their meta share less than ideally 5%. That'd be great. Or in a tournament context, Wasteland and Oops are keeping those decks out of whatever bracket you're in, which is hopefully a winning bracket. That's kind of what we're hoping for, which is super dismal, I know, but it's nothing like we're punting the matchup. There's a lot of ways you can beat them. Consign is great. It's a defensive card by nature, so I don't like more than 2. But if you really wanted to try and play control against them, you could play more than 2 consigns. Those are both Chalice of the Void decks as well, so lessening your dependence on 1-drops is a very good way to invalidate some of their cards. I'm certain we'll run into at least one of either Eldrazi or Blue Post today in the queues, so hopefully I can put some of that knowledge or lesson teaching into practice and kind of further illustrate what I'm talking about. Yeah, I guess that's about it. As for Grixis Control news, super close to being done with the intro. The animation looks incredible. I've been super happy to work with the Pencil Test Animation Coalition out of Portland. really cool to work with local artists, or local to the Pacific Northwest at least. Been working on the song. I really have to finish it. I might do a little video of like how I made the song just as a bonus. It wouldn't replace any of the normal programming on the channel, but if you'd like to see that, I know there's a little bit of overlap with Magic and the music gear heads, so I think it could be a fun little video. And also I played some Paper Magic last week, which was fun because I haven't had the chance to do that for some time. Shout out to my round 2 opponent. Said they watched the channel. They were also on Grixis Control. We had a great match. I've been really happy to hear people enjoying the deck, and people have had good things to say about the bans. I haven't really seen the full implications of the bans yet myself, but it seems like the first few weeks out, feedback has been positive, so it's nice. It's nice. So yeah, I'll just quickly plug the Patreon. Community is growing. It's a wonderful thing. Great discussions over on the private Discord. DM coaching at the $5 tier along with donation leagues, which have been a lot of fun recently. I've been playing like the Epic Storm and some pretty wild Jeskai decks. I might open up another slot at the $40 tier because it's currently full. And I'd like to devote more time to the channel, which is looking more like a reality as long as y'all just keep subscribing and get this thing out there. I feel like people need to see Grixis content, legacy, with an emphasis on community building and sportsmanship. That would be my pitch. All right, let's get in there. Let's try and take some matches in a sportsmanship way. All right, getting some time to play. A really boring hand, but I mean, we're gonna try out the new card, right? Again. They don't have a play, but that polluted delta is threatening. Basic island Tameo? I don't love it. Force of Will. Tameo usually shows up in fair decks, so I think we'll be okay. Unfortunately, this is not Jeskai Wizards, though, because polluted delta would not be in that deck. We have a few too many lands, but, like, if they don't punish me, like, if I had the chance to make all these land drops, essentially, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. And they cut off the clues at 1, which is very nice. Black? Thoughtseize? Fuck. Well, now they can take Edict, which is pretty annoying. We were kind of hoping they would not Thoughtseize. Now they can just do Tameo stuff. What deck is this? Yeah, I'll keep that. Seems important. Send him back. I think I can pressure Tameo with Wan-Shi Tong. Not very well, but this is probably blue-black tempo. They didn't make a land drop. Like, they would totally wasteland me if they could, I think. Lorien revealed. Well, I mean, I need to make a 2-2 Wan-Shi Tong this turn. That probably won't even be good enough, if we're being honest. Yeah, Ponder. Okay, cool. That's pretty good. Just stand tall. Scare the hell out of them, etc., etc. This is a reflexive trigger, so I could like scare them out of drawing a card, but can't really do much else. Maybe that would have been a good idea, though. Tameo's at 8. Seems like they likely have a lot of interaction, huh? What was after that? Baleful Strix? I think we gotta do a little better than that. Play Bowmasters. They just Force of Willed? So they don't have anything better, huh? That's what they're saying? I'll force back. It resolved. That's pretty good, too. What if they, like, activated Tameo's -7 while holding priority? That would be really bad, and would mean I should shock before. But I think they're going to remove Bowmasters, at which point I can, yeah, shock and raise dead. I don't like this sub-game, though. It's taking up entirely too much time. Wasteland. That's fine. Not if they have Barragoyf, though, which would make sense. Oh, they'll draw. Okay. Not a good draw. Well, I don't like doing this, but play Bowmasters. Ping Tameo. Hit Tameo for 1. Try and keep this under control, although it'll be threatening again next turn. Now they're hitting their lands. But Wan-Shi Tong can do its thing. Keep drawing lands. I had so many in my opening hand. Attack Tameo. They have Bowmasters. That was a disaster. Yeah. Okay, I got another card. That's nice. Maybe not super nice. Well, I got one more draw. Alright, screw this. I'm gonna guess probably blue-black tempo, so Fatal Push, Red Blast, from the Catacombs. That seems good. Trim Thoughtseize, 1 Force, 1 non-basic land, 1 Bolt. Maybe Wan-Shi Tong, maybe Barragoyf. Yeah. Alright. No, that's not good. It's not good either, and they're keeping 7. Feels like the odds are stacked against me. Okay. Okay. Delta Brainstorm. It's an interesting turn 1 play. Ah. Okay, maybe I'll try and save the shuffle. Red Blast? Okay, pretty good. I feel like I'm unmulliganed, but not much else. A lot of Kaitos. Alright, let's cast Brainstorm. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and maneuver this to a Kaito game, which would mean Snap Ponder would be the most value-positive way to do that. Okay. I think that makes sense. I feel like their hand is probably pretty strong, though. They're just not doing anything. Just seems strange, you know? I don't really know what's going on. Sewers. Put a card on top. Barragoyf. Don't really want to play against that. I'm gonna snap Brainstorm, I think. This would kind of open me up to Daze on my Force, but I think if they force my Force, they'll probably pitch Daze. So I think I'm safe. We'll see, I don't know. I also just hit Fatal Push though, so yeah, whatever. It's fine. Wish I could keep all this stuff. Yeah, I'll just play around Daze, whatever. Hide Kaito on top. No land drop? So they have 6 spells in hand? Jesus. Alright. Give me Revolt. Cast Fatal Push. Force. I'm gonna Force first, so I can get Kaito in. That's just important to me. Even though it's really tempting to Red Blast. I think it's just important to take this mega turn right now. Sometimes you just want a mega turn, you know? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Take 1 land. And I feel like I still haven't given them the opportunity to play a Daze. But it is kind of weird that they'd pitch Hydroblast before Red Blast, right? I think it's a little weird. Alright. Red Blast. Okay. Snap. Red Blast. And they concede. Cool. That went much better. Conventionally, you'd like Usually side out Force of Wills in this matchup, but I kind of like it. Especially with how fast the threats in this deck snowball things. You'll just be so far behind out of nowhere. I think I'll take Baragoyf and cut Thoughtseize. Yeah. Sounds pretty good. Passes the Tameo test. Can match Bowmasters. I should really try to play around Wasteland. There's a Tameo. I really don't want to get a basic mountain, but I feel like it's the wise thing to do. Because I need to really curve up here. Bolt. No daze. I think they would daze there if they could, right? Ponder. No shuffle. Another land. Not fetched. Okay, I mean, it's close enough. I'll do this to ensure more mana in my future. Yeah, I'll take that too. Kind of hope they wasteland me, honestly. Don't really want to have to deal with the Baragoyf here. Yep. Okay, cool. I'll take it. At this rate, though, I'm not going to have anything to get off the secret entrance. No, I'm sure there'll be something. I feel like I might even be able to bait out some Bowmasters if I cast Cling here. Feels like that kind of a game where they just want to apply as much pressure as possible. Okay, they just let it go. Okay. I think I will try to beat Daze with this Baragoyf. Undercity Sewers, yep. Brainstorm, yep. I don't have Bowmasters. So they're Brainstorm locked? Is that what you'll have me believe? It's interesting. Red Blast is cool. Alright. Seems like as good a time as any to play Baragoyf. Why not, right? Okay. Wasteland. Oh, Bitter Triumph. Sure. I'm pretty sure they have a Daze somewhere. Kaito. Alright, I think I'll reanimate Baragoyf. Wait, has this been reanimated the whole time? Or is Bitter Triumph just, like, pretty good? I don't think it's Reanimator. I think we would have seen something like Careful Steady or something. They have to go a little more all in these days. Another Wasteland. Petty Theft. I'll just counter that. It's a creature on the back half. Oh, Hydroblast. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I just want to run them out of cards now. I'm so ahead. They can daze this if they want. And you know they have it. Or not. What are their last two cards? Oh, that was the main phase? Interesting. Screwed that up. I'll take that back. As long as Kaito hits a land, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Ooh, Stifle. Alright. Big tempo win there. Can't really say it, well, it kind of bounced. It bounced Bowmasters and drained 3 mana. Interesting card. But Stifle does have a hard time, like, trading for a full card, you know? Just has a hard time. Oh, I shouldn't play from the Catacombs yet. I need to mount an adequate defense, I think. Play Baragoyf. And yep. And yep. They're really staying in this, I must say. If their last card was Daze after all of that, I'd be very impressed. Or worse, Bowmasters, because I think I'm going to play Strix. Drown in the Lock. Alright. Play Strix. Bolt. Really don't want to draw that island. Thoughtseize. My hand's pretty darn good. I have the inevitability. If anything, this might make my life easier. Take an option away. Yeah. If you thought sees a hand like this, a concession is probably soon to follow. Alright, we're 1-0. I gotta step the energy up a little bit here. Here we go for round number 2. Opponent has a 61 card deck. I feel like the hands have not been super inspiring. I'm gonna keep this. I feel like I can change my plans on a dime here. Play around Wasteland while I'm at it. Yeah. Seems good. I think I should have the option to Bowmasters or Thoughtseize next turn, but it's probably more important to hide the Thoughtseize if you think about the possible decks we could be up against. And also, I think only Patrick plays Oops All Spells with 61 cards. I mean, I think some people definitely adopt his lists because he's super good, but this looks like Eldrazi, unfortunately. I think they're trying to play a line breaker, but you can't do that actually because you need colorless mana to cast line breaker, and you don't have any right now. Alright, Thoughtseize you. Yeah. I think I'm gonna take the Flesh Raker. It's a little too problematic alongside line breaker and everything else. And I'll ponder. Might be really hard for them to do the whole thing with Wastegate Battle Mage to exile Baleful Strix. So we might be okay on that front. Fire Nation Occupation is the kind of thing that might actually be able to beat this deck. But I should mill over Brainstorm. There won't be time for that. Cavern. Okay, cool. Ah, that's a good card. It likes to trample. Alright, so I'll mill over Brainstorm here. And probably a little dangerous to play Strix, actually. So I'll just try and ambush the line breaker with Bowmasters. Which is also a little dangerous, to be entirely fair. There's Courtyard. Thought-Knot Seer? Oh boy. Could bounce it. Just move through my deck some more. This matchup is so hard, though. They take the Edict. That makes sense. I can't believe they didn't attack. Ooh, Reanimate? Not actually that good right now. Since they didn't attack, I feel like I have the capacity now to just go ahead and grab the Thought-Knot Seer. Now they don't have too much left, but I gotta deal with this thing. Going straight to combat. I'm not gonna block. Temple. And yeah, they're just holding out. I could invest the Fire Nation Occupation. Or I could double spell Strix and Bowmasters. Or I could reanimate Thought-Knot Seer. That actually seems pretty good. I'd have to take Wastegate Battle Mage, of course. What if I draw something better, though? Not necessarily better. I can't believe I'm doing this. Seems extremely irresponsible. Need to end this game yesterday. Hope they draw land. Not Reality Smasher. Well, they didn't name Ape, so that is pretty worrying. Petal. Well, they could use that. But yeah, they're just holding on to their thin Cling. Okay, well, that gives me a little more room to breathe. Can't attack with Snapcaster Mage yet. So yeah, I'll just attack with Thought-Knot Seer. It's a big beater. I don't think they have enough mana to do this. It doesn't work like that. You'd think it's a colorless Eldrazi thing, but it's just not. Well, now they can. I have concerns, but a little less know that they did that. Do I even gain the life anymore or just draw a card? Wait, can I get lethal? 8, 10, 12. That's not 12. Well, with the Bowmasters. So if I don't block, I can crack back for lethal unless they cast Simian Spirit Guide, which would mean they don't get to Eye of Ugin. Yeah, I should gain the life. Yeah, I'm not going to block. It's a little risky. But yeah, if they tap that Ancient Tomb, it's curtains. I also drew Lightning Bolt, so that's pretty good. Firebending. Might as well use the mana, right? Alright. Got away with something there. I feel like this is the first time I've seen Ancient Tomb out of Eldrazi for a long time. Makes me feel very good to see it still there. Definitely want to lessen our reliance on 1-drops, but at the same time you still just have to bring in Fatal Push because it's so good in the matchup. Consign, Price of Progress, trim 1 Badlands. Their creatures are really good, but yeah, I think it's a little risky to have Reanimate in. Not only is it a 1-drop, but sometimes the race gets really, really close. So that's 60. But do I want to play anything else? I do really feel like From the Catacombs should be good in this matchup, but I think the game ends a little too quickly for it to be decided like that. Opposition Agent's interesting because it can help fight that Eye of Ugin endgame, but their deck with removal spells like Kozilek's Command and probably Dismember. I think I'm going to run it like this until I see something else. I think this hand's pretty good. Even if they chalice me on turn 1, I have some play here. Petal does indeed seem to be happening. Alright. Well, it wasn't off an Ancient Tomb or City of Traders, so they are going into their next turn with 1 mana represented. We could be okay, but losing this Fatal Push is sad. That could be good. Flying creatures are usually quite good against Eldrazi. Cavern, pass. Okay. I'm gonna Surveil. Yeah, I'll take a land. Won't say no to that. I really want to play Strix, but it's probably better to be ready for like a Thought-Knot Seer or Glaring Fleshraker. In absence of all that, I can play my best clock. Ooh, Wasteland. Linebreaker. So, I could use Bowmasters as a removal spell if they attack and take 2 damage. That would preserve the Edict for something else down the line. I think I'll do it, even though I really do want to be dealing more damage, you know? But having your cards line up where they do is also important. Kaito. It really does make me feel like I should play Baleful Strix now. I can only really hit Force of Will, though, and that's not even that good. Yeah, we can be patient for a little bit. What I'm hoping is that they just go like Petal, Reality Smasher. Something insane like that. Yep. I will Edict. I mean, if I can get all 4 line breakers gone, it's actually pretty good for the late game. Less surprises. Wan-Shi Tong looking pretty good here. Huh. Let's do this. Draw 1. Have a 3/3. They seem pretty cramped on mana, so they might not Wasteland me. Tameo, not great. Okay, now all the 1-drops are coming, unfortunately. Alright. Let's attack. This looks like Kozluk's command, unfortunately. And they're making spawns. Okay. Well, I'll play Strix then. Gotta be ready for that Reality Smasher. And now, unfortunately, my hand is becoming kind of meaningless. But there's still hope. Warping Whale? Well, I wasn't expecting that. If they don't Wasteland me, though, I can Lorien Revealed. If they do Wasteland me, I can cast Kaito. Okay. Yeah, I'll just cast Lorien Revealed. I want stuff to do. Maybe find an answer to this Chalice. Get on with my life. Oh, is this another Warping Whale? Crap. Well, if they Thought Not Seer now, take my Kaito, I won't have much left. Ancient Tomb, Reality Smasher. It hurts. At least I can tap it down. But I probably can't draw cards with Kaito, really. Oh boy. Alright. I think it's their turn to draw some lands. It's really what we're banking on here. Wastegate Battle Mage. That's pretty good. Just having anything in the way is kind of rough. Since it can attack Kaito now. Just, come on, deck. Ugh, this is such a headache. See if they block. Maybe they won't. I would kill for a Kolaghan's command right now. You don't even know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a gamble here. Just because I really want to unlock this hand and start doing stuff. And I think I can. Bin the land. Keep Strix. Play Strix. Hit something good. Force of Will. I don't know how good that's gonna be. I can hardcast it. If they play a removal spell. We'll block. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Something. Okay, okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Attack. Now they block. Okay. Can't think of a Flash Eldrazi. So even if they have Kozluk's command here, they would need like Fairy Macabre. Something insane. Okay. I think we're in the clear. Did I just not activate Kaito? Yeah. Wow. Screwed that up. Yep. Yeah, I really screwed that up. Pretty easy Force of Will, I would think. Brazen Borrower? My hand is meaningless anyways, but what if I bounce Chalice? Yeah, that's better. Get Revolt. I should have brainstormed first. I'm sorry, everyone. I feel like not only am I kind of distracted right now, but everything's been kind of, okay, not punished, I guess. And they'll pack it up from there. I finally beat Eldrazi. Kind of an unusual game, but I feel like it's nice that they didn't have a complete nut draw this time, which might be part of the symptoms of the last time I faced Eldrazi. The last 3 or 4 times I faced Eldrazi. Probably can't call it a nut draw if it happened like 4 matches in a row, so I think it's just a bad matchup, but it's not impossible. Okay, here we go for round number 3, another 61 card deck. Is Eldrazi canonically a 61 card deck? I really hope not, because if I have to face Eldrazi again, well, I don't think I'm gonna survive again. Just like last week's video. I was lucky enough to scrape by the first time. Second time, it's not gonna work out. Is Eldrazi fever like a thing right now? I hope not. The last time Eldrazi fever was a thing, I had to kind of like restructure the entire deck. Well, that's not true. I should probably plan for the possibility of a wasteland, but I mean, this ponder's not bad. Like, it moves through itself with Cling to Dust. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, let's just pile on the damage. No one's going to deal more damage than this. It's impossible. No one ever dealt this much damage. Oh, forest, okay. Yeah, I'm really glad I kept now. Alright, let's get these guy. Then I'll draw another one next turn. If they play another Hierarch, I can Cling and Bowmasters. Wasteland, naturally. Badger Mole Cub. Still Earthbend 1. So that means I can Bowmaster this Wasteland? That can't be right. I'm gonna try to. Oh, it comes back tapped? Oh, so I screwed up. Wow. So if I bolted that first... God damn. I screwed up so bad. I'm sorry, everyone. New cards. What can I say? Ugh. Wait, did I just... Oh, that wasn't even on the card. That's part of Earthbending. Okay, I don't think I can really be penalized for that, right? Because that would have happened no matter what. Foothills. Oh, Bayou. Another Badger Mole Cub. That's a lot of wasteland. I hope I can cast Kolaghan's Command next turn. Nice. I'm just gonna go off blue mana. Might make my top decks really bad, but I mean, these are the things we kind of have to do, right? They discard Once Upon a Time. This is a 4-turn clock. Is this Green Sun Zenith? Are they gonna get Badger Mole Cub again? Yeah, I feel like you want Light of the Reliquary after a certain point. Oh, that kind of halts everything. Unless I rip Edict, I don't. If they have another creature in their hand, there's no real point in attacking. What if their last card's like Natural Order? Well, they wouldn't block. Or they might. But they'd probably read me for Cling, right? I feel like I just need to take a risk. Which seems risky. It has Vigilance though, so it's not like I'm going to be pushing damage any other way. They don't block anyways. Okay. Fine. What if I ripped Kaito? No. I think I'm going to knock the last card out of their hand. Because they could just, like, top deck a land, you know? Just get them in that mode. Who's Gaia's Cradle? Not the craziest. Yeah, this attack is exceedingly free. And now they go to their end step. Thoughtseize. It's honestly not great. If they drew anything normal, I think they would have played it there. I don't have double blue. Alright, I'll Thoughtseize. Yep. Alright, pass it back. We'll block this time. Nice. Boy, that's good. Just gotta make sure they don't have... Well, I need to push damage, so... I don't really have a choice. Okay. Probably a bit flooded there. Although they could have drawn Natural Order, which would be dangerous. Oh, Ice Till Explorer? That also halts my aggression. Do they really want to cycle through stuff, though? Like, their life total is so low. They might not be able to. That was a rough draw. I mean, I'll play it. No. But yeah, I don't think they're going to let me do my stuff. And if my read on natural order was correct, they can do that now. Which means maybe I should have kept... Springheart and Tuco. So I could cling Verdant Catacombs now. I'd rather cling Wasteland. But if I do this, they might not be able to make a land drop without paying life. Well, no, they could Wasteland me. Okay. That's kind of rough. Can they mill their whole deck if they do this? It just costs life, you know? Oh, they had a land in hand. I could really use a bolt right about now. Oh god. So natural order does exist in this deck. Alright, let's cling that Wasteland while priority is disrupted. Okay, there's my bolt. Is there any way they would go to 3? No. They are too smart for that. I think I do not block right now. Bowmasters could also do it. Reanimate. Force of Will. Okay. I just need them to attack, not make a land drop. For the first time in my life, I'm hoping they draw a spell. Yeah. Combat. Do it. Do it. Okay, they did it. Play Snapcaster Mage. Target. Bolt. Bolt you. Okay. Close one. So we want from the Catacombs, I think, even though it seems like Badger Mole Cub is going to lead to a lot of wastelanding around here. Definitely want Agent. I don't even really know if they can afford to run removal in this deck. From the Catacombs, maybe Surgical. Probably not, but it's nice to think about. Any deck with Ice Till Explorer is probably a little soft price of progress. Maybe I'll take 1. Trim of Thoughtseize. I think I kind of want all my lands here. And I don't know if Fire Nation Occupation is right either. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I doubt it's like bad, but it might be a little slow. Like, this matchup rarely breaks into a stall where someone needs to grind a little harder. And if it does, Cling to Dust is usually just fine for that. I think I'm going to go without on the draw. Oh, we definitely need Fatal Push as well, just to keep up. So, yeah, maybe no price. And then 1 Badlands, and then... yeah, probably all the Thoughtseizes. I think we want them spending mana. We definitely do. This matchup's not really about Kaito either. I think it's probably responsible to bring the land back. Because also keeping 7's a big deal. I mean, opposition agents in this hand. I kind of need to keep it. It's such a hammer. They'll activate the Rainforest for a forest and play Noble Hierarch. You got it. Okay, that was a pretty good draw. Now I can play Bowmasters for sure next turn around Wasteland. I think I will do that. Guy's Cradle. Badger Mole Cub. I think I'll just force it and then turn their Cradle off, provided they do not play a creature off the Cradle. It doesn't seem like they will. Alright. Take that out. Now they're behind on mana, ideally. Okay, they're frozen. That's even better. More Bowmasters. Gotta hold up Agent this turn. Send it back. And if they play a fetch land, I think we can get them there too. Doesn't feel good to not spend my mana, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna bin Snapcaster Mage. Gives me something to get with Kolaghan's command, or even from the Catacombs. I doubt I'll have the chance to cast that next turn, but you never know. Ignoble Hierarch. Pass. Alright. Oh, I'll shoot you too. Yeah, I think we just cast from the Catacombs here. It's a little too good to pass up. Get Ignoble Hierarch. Grab an island. Leave a couple blockers back. Shouldn't really change the clock. Talon Gates. Phasing out. Ignoble Hierarch. Fortunately, that will not, like, bring it under their control. But things are a little out of control. Fiend Artisan. That really came out of nowhere, didn't it? I still have attacks, though, because I'm going to go to the Forge, put it on the army token there, Cling. Yeah, I think I send for 5 here. Don't think they're really incentivized to block with either of them, but you never know. So I can kind of turn the Cradle off for a turn if I go after it with Kolaghan's commands in the upkeep. Which I think I ought to do. I'm not going to have them discard. Once upon a time, sure. Badgermole Cub definitely provides a lot of value, but I will say it makes their important lands pretty vulnerable if they choose to do that. Also, I could have probably just dealt 2 to them and gone to the trap. Maybe that would have been better. Another Cub. And I could cling it here. I don't hate that idea, honestly. Now they don't have a ton of mana. Well, they had another Cradle. Yeah. We'll just let this happen so far. Tapping for 6. It's a lot. Hopefully they don't leave 1 up for, what's it called? Dismember. Although Dismember would be kind of dangerous, right? Alright, so that happens. X equals 2. I hope they can't do anything about this opposition agent. Okay, cool. Silver bullet for the matchup by far. Alright, that went pretty well too. Positive record locked. Haven't been doing too much with the new cards yet, but they've, like, you know, made appearances and haven't been offensive. Welcome to round 4, everyone. I'm on the play. I'm pretty sure this person plays Delver. This is certainly a keep. If it turns out to be a force check, though, well, that's what the post-sideboard games are for, I suppose. No sign of the new cards either, but, I mean, they often show up at some point. Or they don't, I don't know. Let's get an island. Ponder, looking specifically for a mountain. We don't see one, so I'm just going to shuffle. Okay. I mean, if we're careful with how we progress our red sources, I think it should be fine. Island go? Huh. Another Badlands? Play a swamp. I will say, Basic Island is not the most common Delver card, but Brainstorm is. I think they have a Daze, because I was representing Bowmasters pretty darn hard, and to just cast a Brainstorm into Bowmaster mana is not something many do. I mean, some do, but it's usually people who don't care about the game lasting any amount of turns. I want to spend my mana, but there's no reason to yet, I guess. Wan-Shi Tong that I cannot cast. Alright, send it back. Fully expecting to get wastelanded here. That'll activate Rainforest. Hedge Maze? Oh boy. This is not what I thought it was. And now I'm kind of worried, to be honest. Is this like Sultai Control? I hope not. So I could Brainstorm now. And if they play Bowmasters, I could Bolt. If they fight hard to protect it, I don't think that's going to be that great for them, honestly. Just trying to get good exchanges here, you know. Okay, it does not come to pass. Let's put back Badlands and redraw Wan-Shi Tong. And I might even redraw the Badlands as well. Ancient Tomb for a show and tell. Yeah, I was kind of worried about this happening. Well, I'll force. Veil Summer? Oh boy. Yeah, I guess that all happens. I'll put in Baragoyf. They have Omniscience and Emrakul. Okay. Safe to say they got it. I misjudged the matchup. I probably could have... Well, honestly, they did a good job hiding it until the Ancient Tomb. Had no idea what I was up against. So, blue-green, Omnitel. Surgical is usually a lot better against this version of the deck. Unless this is Sneak and Show. And they just had a green land for some reason. But, yeah, if you can extract Show and Tell... Sometimes they don't have anything to do after that. Fire Nation Occupation is a little slow for this matchup. Reanimate tends to not be great against this deck. I think they only have like one Atraxa a lot of the time. Mountain is not great, but if we have enough cards to take out, you could consider Price of Progress, just because dealing damage is important. At the same time, you don't really want Lightning Bolt though, because it's a pretty low value card. It doesn't do a whole lot. Sometimes they play Intuition, so Opposition Agent is not the worst. This would be like a pretty classic sideboard job here. But yeah, I think I'm going to swap a Bolt for one Price of Progress. See if it's any good. Alright, I'll keep a Thoughtseize hand. See what they've got over there. Double Brainstorm. Cunning Wish is like the threat, but it's pretty far off. I think they'll force Bowmasters. So what if I just take Force of Will or a Brainstorm? I kind of want to take Force, even though it's probably not correct. But I think that's how I want to play this. They can only unload one cantrip next turn. 0 if they play Hedge Maze. But yeah, it makes sense to try and start unloading this stuff. The thing is, they cannot move their hand around and get those cantrips out of there since they played Ponder and not Brainstorm, so you better believe I'm just going to play Bowmasters here and try and jam their hand from being able to do anything without massive amounts of punishment. Carpeted Flowers is pretty whatever. I can play around that as much as possible. Unless I want to play Wan-Shi Tong, and then, you know, I might have to play into it a little bit, but hopefully not. More Bowmasters is cool. And we definitely just want to deal as much damage as possible, so... yeah, I'll play them. And I'll play a Tameo too. They could still just win here, unfortunately. But I'm hoping, like, their hand is jammed. They don't make a land drop. I have a Red Blast now, which is nice. We'll just chill. Don't really want to give them any more mana either, so... given that Lorraine Revealed can only get islands, I guess I'm just not doing anything. I could draw off this clue token, but I want to leave all my mana up and look extra scary. Veil can't counter it, so they can move their hand around. But it would have been tempting to try and counter that Brainstorm. But they also can't shuffle in between, so this might work out. Flooded Strand. Another carpet. Now they're going to go to their second main with a healthy amount of mana. 4, to be exact. Stock up. I guess I'll just counter it. Then I'll activate this clue. Not a great draw. Okay, that should do it. The deck is not famous for having interaction. Indeed, I think they are F6'd. Alright, we'll take it to game 3 here. I hope they leave the carpets in. Because yeah, mana is not really a metric I seek to fight them on. Furthermore, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, furthermore, I have doubled down on my conviction that no reanimate. This is not a red deck. This is definitely a blue-green deck, and probably nothing else. I do kind of miss Narset in these situations, even though like their core card advantage spell, Stock Up, doesn't even care about Narset anymore. There's just something interesting about Narset in these matchups, because they do rely on cantrips a lot to put all the pieces together. I think I'll just run it back. Can't keep this hand. This one is better. We might even get to Thoughtseize, Surgical, Defang. I'll bottom... What will I bottom? I guess Wan-Shi Tong, the most expensive spell, even though it's the only thing that could possibly threaten. Kind of seems like Veil Summer, which I will force. Play Sewers. Keep that. If they go Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell, I'm really going to wish that I had an untapped land in my hand, not the Undercity Sewers. But what can you do? They put a card on top? Oh boy. Well. Thoughtseize you. Yep, take Show and Tell. And on your draw step, extract Show and Tell. What if they draw like a removal or like oh, what's it called? Let's see, they still have Eureka. It costs a little more mana though. So I should really put a threat together because they have Emrakul and Omniscience. I need to stop them from getting Eureka. Cast Ponder. Another force. Doesn't really help against what's it called? Mistrise Village. But I think Tamiyo is probably good enough here. Tamiyo plus Brainstorm. And then I can probably put enough cool things together to stop them. Like I can eventually extract Emrakul or something. Tamiyo. Brainstorm. Put the Ponder on top. Plus. I mean, I could get into a race where I'm like, I think I'm going to be able to ultimate Tamiyo before they find Eureka. They didn't shuffle. Maybe just because they had Brainstorm. Flooded Strand. Alright, cast Ponder. I think I'll take the land, right? Consign is also a good way to buy turns while I ultimate Tamiyo. But if they get an Omniscience out, it's not going to matter all that much. I'll make a land drop next turn. No, I'll do it this turn. This turn I'll cast Thoughtseize. Is this how? Yeah. I thought about it for a second and was like, I think this is how I fight it. Spell Pierce? So that would mean they'd have to hit a land off the top and... Oh wait, no, I'm miscounting. Yeah, I think I'll just let this go. Okay. Every turn they don't make a land drop is kind of a big deal. And I kind of stacked the Ponder wrong. Is there any point in drawing a Ponder? I feel like no. Kolaghan's Command. I should have just tried to ultimate Tamiyo. Now that they have 5 lands, they could make one more land drop. Trying to wear down their resources a bit here. I mean, I think that's fine. Can't really tap out for Kaito. I'll Thoughtseize. Brainstorm? I'll force. because I might not have another chance to. They'll force back. So we're in that spot again where they need a pretty specific set of cards for this to work. And I'm pretty sure they held on to Omniscience Emrakul, right? Does that mean they don't have the Eureka yet? I guess not. It's tense. Play Kaito. So they don't have it? Assuming they held on to Omniscience Emrakul. They lost life. I can draw a card. I'm gonna keep Brazen Borrower so I can bounce Omniscience, possibly. They say very risky, but they could just misrise at any point anyways, so... I don't know. Oh, and I have Price of Progress? That's funny. 1, 2, 3... That's 12 damage. Yeah, let's see if this works first, and then we can kind of figure out what to do with Tamiyo, I think. Oh, they're F6'd. So I can just dome. I did the math wrong. Oh no, that would be a tie. All I had to do was get Kolaghan's command. Wow, everyone. Well, I guess I have a nuclear option now. Ugh. What is wrong with me? I counted wrong. Was not punished. Okay. Time for a little break before the next round, because that was not good. Why did I think that island was a non-basic? It was an island. Islands are basic, not non-basic. This does not bode well for a trophy match. So, yeah. Let's try and focus a little bit. But I think I played pretty well up until that point. Kind of weighing the options for Eureka and whatnot. Sorry, everyone. Jeez. This channel used to be quality. Alright, here we go. Trophy match. Up against Tarksar, who does not play conventional decks. So this might be tough. I'm grateful to have a generically powerful hand. I also realized in my computation yesterday when I reflexively grabbed Price of Progress out of the graveyard with Tamiyo, I think it was because Kolaghan's command would have not won the match through Veil of Summer. But then also I realized that I had 6 life and 3 non-basics, so I could not cast Price of Progress without causing a draw. Pretty ridiculous. Polluted Delta over there. For Undercity Sewers. Well, I'm glad they're not playing one of those, like, mutated cultist lists that they play sometimes. They're playing a Tamiyo deck. And they put Tamiyo in the graveyard. It's an interesting place for Tamiyo. Wasteland? So... I don't really want to get wastelanded. Not until I find more lands. I'll pass. They're going to expose some Bowmasters. I could just brainstorm right now. But if I miss on land, it's pretty bad. I could also just Bowmaster back. I think I should brainstorm, though. Like, I'll probably hit a land. If I don't, I can shuffle. Yeah. Part of me even wants to... Well, I mean, if they Kaito, they don't wasteland me, so that's pretty good. Do I want double force? I think I am keeping 2 forces because I want to... Or no, I think Glorian Revealed can stand in for my, like, other force. I do want to keep 2 Bowmasters. I want to have a lot of Bowmasters in a Bowmaster mirror. This maybe Strix. I don't think I'll have the mana to make Wan-Shi Tong good. So yeah, let's go like this. And this hand is strong. Bayou. They'll attack. Moment of Truth. They do have it. Woof. Alright. That's pretty bad news. Alright. Let's go ahead and surveil. I think I'll bend the force. Edict would be a nice draw, obviously. I guess I'll take the land too, though. I think the way this works is if I can get them back with my own Kaito. 2 wastelands though is pretty rough. If they use them both. I'm in a bad spot. I think I need to force their Bowmasters. They have days. I think I'm just too far behind now. I don't really want to expend more energy on this. That was rough. Alright, Sultai Control. Shouldn't be that bad of a matchup, but I guess they were on the play there, huh? Well, not really Control, because they have Days and Wasteland. I'm gonna guess they're playing Fatal Push, though, so... They also have Tamio. I think I'm gonna play Fatal Push, and I'm gonna try and make Hydroblast poor. Yeah, maybe it's not a matchup for From the Catacombs either. Or Opposition Agent. I just started citing like it was Bug Beanstalk, when that was probably not correct. Okay. Yeah. It's important to not start down on resources here. But if Ponder misses on land, it could be pretty bad. They're keeping 7 as well. Cast Ponder. Don't know if I want a second force here. But I definitely want to keep pondering for lands. We'll see if Wan-Shi Tong can, like, outgrind this situation. Tamio. Just gonna Red Blast it around a Daze. Then I'll Ponder. Pretty clearly they have Daze. I think they're thinking about dazing right now, but they don't. I think I'll draw all these cards. Delta go. Huh. What if I clipped their land here? Would they have a hard time playing? I hope so. They don't activate? I'll just pass. Yep. Orcish Bowmasters. Sure. They'll attack. No blocks. No Kaito. No land drop. Okay. I'll bolt Bowmasters then. Then I think I'll Surveil. Looking for Bowmasters of my own, but I think Ponder will do fine. I'll cast it. There we go. Good stuff coming up. Next turn, if I can Fire Nation Occupation plus Brainstorm plus Force of Will, that'd be pretty good. Brainstorm. That's pretty tempting, isn't it? I think they have Fatal Push. They don't shuffle. They'll activate and play a Baragoyf. I don't really want to play against that. I'll force. And then I'll clip that. And they'll force back. Alright, they got a Baragoyf. I guess I'll Edict it then. Gotta put off the Fire Nation Occupation. Send it back. Wasteland. I'm gonna play Bowmasters. I refuse to lose with cards in my hand. I'll Fatal Push. I guess that's fine. Tamio plus Brainstorm. I'm gonna invest this. This seems so good. Resolved right away. Curious what they could have. Maybe green cards? Cling to Dust? That's worrying. Baleful Strix. That one's good too. Good thing I have expendable creatures. And Force of Will. I don't think I want to play Tamiyo. Really on the fence. Although it is pretty good at utilizing firebending mana. It's so good. Now they'll Fatal Push. Yeah, it's pretty bad if they just, like, have Bowmasters, right? It's kind of how they're playing. Kaito. That's good. I'll attack with both. No block. Got them to 7. Okay, maybe they don't have Bowmasters. I'll keep this blue card. Been the Thoughtseize. Wasteland. Guess I'll Brainstorm in response. Make a 2/2. They'll Daze. Sure. What do I get? Another Brainstorm? Yeah, I'm considering just tapping down the Strix. And if they do anything, I can force. Alright, that was probably the scary game. Now, hopefully I got them on the back foot. Still haven't really figured out what they're using green mana for, though. I don't think it's up the beanstalk. I gotta try and develop my mana better this time. I guess I didn't really have a choice that game because my hand wasn't that great. But I definitely needed every card. I'm gonna trim a Thoughtseize and probably bring a Force back. I can't let them get like an early Kaito. Although, I guess Thoughtseize would be a potentially better way to do that. Just as the game goes along, it would not be as good. Unless they just always have cards in hand. That is tough. We also saw Fatal Push. I think I'll swap Wan-Shi Tong for Baragoyf. Well, I don't know though. Yeah, I think I will. On the draw, 1 land, Bolt, all 4, pass the Tamiyo test, and Force of Will. Yeah, I think this is the way. Yep. No play. Yep. Okay. They'll activate, surveil, put a card on top. Baleful Strix. Sure. That is pretty good for them. That's pretty good for me. Okay. I mean, if they go into combat with 3 mana, I need to expose my Bowmasters on this Baleful Strix. Or I'll wait for them to activate the Delta, I guess. Okay. Now what? Tropical Island. Do you think they would expose Bowmasters over this? They'll cling the target of my cling. But not my cling. That's interesting. I guess I let it go. Reanimate. Are they going to attack? Yep. Alright. Really can't let them do this. Play Bowmasters. No Brainstorm or anything in response. It's interesting. They have Bowmasters. Yep. Reanimate. So they are pretty much playing my list. Damn it. I wanted to save this for a Baragoyf, but I guess I can't anymore. I need to push now. Alright, reanimate Bowmasters. They have a response. But not yet. Okay. Ponder. I think I need a land here. Baragoyf's good too. Still have a lot of cards in hand though, which I don't like. Wasteland, yep. Witherbloom Command. Sure. Can they take back a Wasteland? I guess I should just not get an island then. I should have shuffled, damn it. Wait, what? What just happened? Oh, they milled me. That's wild. I was like, I'm so confused right now. Alright, before they can cling. Well, let's do that. Yeah, I was worried about that. They'll force. They'll brainstorm. Alright. See where that gets me. Murktide Regent. It's pretty big. I probably need to do that first. Or can I take a hit from this? Feels a little dangerous. I mean, it would give me a chance to not play into Daze, I guess. I think they would have had to draw it, though. I think they would have dazed my Kolaghan's command last turn. If this fails, though... If Red Blast fails, I'd have to top deck another answer. Whereas if Baragoyf fails, I still have time to Red Blast that. I think I'm going to play Baragoyf here. Well, it's in. Bowmasters. Not super concerning yet. This hesitancy. Feels like their hand is not great. There might be a Wasteland still in the mix. Yep, one card left. Kaito I can't use yet. Alright, what happens if I attack? Jump block, cool. Let's Red Blast that. It worked. And they didn't Fatal Push either. But they have Baragoyf. All I need is a land here, I think. A blue source. Bolt. Alright. Don't love that. Would I trade Baragoyfs? I think I'll give it one more turn. Wish I could double bolt. Oh, I think they drew Fatal Push. Or no, they're drawing off Cling. That's so much better. That scared me. Cling my Cling. Yep. I'll block. Bolt there. God damn, this is scary. Nothing. So crazy. Baleful Strix is pretty good. Wish I could play my spells. Bolt. It's castable. I really just want something to do. Alright. Wish I still had my Cling to Dust. That would be really nice. Hardcast Kaito. I should try to counter this. I guess instead I'll just try and clap back. What if they Witherbloom command me again, though? And I guess I'll go like this. Play Bowmasters. Daze. I'll pay. Man, the dazes. The late game dazes. That might have been the game right there. Damn it. Play Strix. Play the land. Tapping that down. Sewers Bins Island. That would be nice. Alright, play Kaito. They'll brainstorm. Tap the Murktide, obviously. Veil Summer. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, man. Another trophy. Couldn't quite get there. Man, it's been happening to me a lot lately. It kind of just goes to show how much of a miracle every trophy is. And in the past, I guess before Eternal Weekend, things kind of broke in my way, and then now they're just kind of just breaking on the other side. And I could have played that differently, but I think I had a shot in there. If they didn't mill, if they didn't mill me with that Witherbloom command, I think that was everything, because there was a basic island in there too, so damn. Yeah. Well, that kind of crushed me, honestly. Oh man. These new cards are cool though. I think Wan-Shi Tong is a little too much of a mana investment, but I'm gonna keep checking out Fire Nation Occupation. Alright, thanks for checking in, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.